Thank you.
We are here as men of peace, but we are here also to declare our full and forthright support of what is in great measure a military alliance. There is nothing strange or contradictory in this. For in the very first line of the treaty that welds us to a common purpose, we affirm our faith in the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations and our desire to live in peace with all peoples and all governments. It is in that spirit that I welcome this session of the Ministerial Council to Canada, whose two mother countries are both members of NATO. La dualité de l'héritage culturel in the interdependence of cooperating peoples. Today it is easy and understandable to point with anxiety to centrifugal tendencies in NATO. But in spite of these and other difficulties, our defensive alliance has succeeded in deterring aggression and promoting security. But to survive, and this has been said so many times, NATO must comprehend much more than military defense, central as that undoubtedly is to our joint efforts. It must include the closest possible unity of purpose in the solution of political, economic, and social problems of concern to us all. If it does not, NATO will weaken and eventually disappear. NATO must also press ahead with efforts through cooperative action to raise the levels of economic and social well-being, not only of the treaty countries, but also of the countries in less fortunate areas in the world. It must give the lead in working toward the time when all men will recognize in their hearts and be guided in their actions by the noble principles of the United Nations Charter. The wealth of promise now open for all mankind will never be realized unless nations come to accept the fact of their interdependence and act on that fact.